Folks, did you know that interest on student loan debt has started to accumulate? We have starting to get some very, very early metrics about payments to student loans. We will talk about that. What did the Amazon CEO tell its employees? We will talk about a recession in 2024. We will talk about home affordability. And of course, we will highlight where are the jobs, right? We got the Friday jobs report, which we talked about in the last daily financial news, but we will break down the numbers just a little bit finer detail. Folks, let's get into student loans. Student loans payments have restarted. It looks like $6.4 billion has already been collected. Again, plenty of people are starting to pay their loans back. To me, though, that is $6.4 billion not going somewhere else. That is not going into consumption. That $6.4 billion a year ago would have been between savings, maybe a little debt pay down, and spending. You can think to yourself what the ratio is. My guess, 80% of that was gone to spending, discretionary spending. So what does this mean? I think it's going to be very interesting. Are we going to see restaurants pull back? Are we going to see clothing pull back? Are we going to see electronics pull back? This $6.4 billion in cash has to come from somewhere. So I will be looking for that. We won't likely know any real impact for 90 days, but it is something that you should put on the back burner, because as student debt gets paid back, it's dollars not going somewhere else. What did the Amazon CEO tell his employees? Get your butt back to the office or your time here is short. Yes, folks, more and more companies are saying, get your butt back to the office or you may not work here anymore. So be careful, know what's going on out there. How about the good old David Rosenberg? David Rosenberg obviously is a bear. He has been a bear for quite a while. He does think that a U.S. recession in 2024 is very likely. I will highlight that he called a recession in 2023 as well. But here's the deal. He talked about 1981. And I have a particular affinity for people that look back at history, right? We have the 53-year spreadsheet that we talk about a bunch on this channel. And he talks about 1981 being a big rate shock. Okay, you got my attention. Then he talked about 1982. And 1982, if you don't know, was a nasty recession. Nasty. I think it was the worst recession we'd had in my adult life, ex the Great Recession. So it was a particularly bad one. So what David Rosenberg is saying is we are on the cusp of repeating this. I understand the logic. I understand the connections. I don't know. I think there's a pretty good chance that this rolling recession is what we're in. For example, we saw housing get kicked in the teeth last year. Now we see builders. In fact, I got a builder stat for you. Did you know from 2000 to 2020, new construction averaged 11% of total sales? We've talked about that before. Do you know what new construction is today? In the last quarter, the numbers were reported. 31%. Now, what does that really mean? Well, first off, let's be clear. It means we're selling a lot less existing homes, right? So if you reduce the total, new homes stand out. But we are also selling a lot more new homes. Why is that important? New home sales, new construction, that's a lot of employment. So if we're going into a world where builders can buy down rates, they can manufacture cheaper payments, they could build smaller homes, and their competition is sitting on the sidelines, I think a rolling recession is feeling more and more likely, right? At least in my opinion. So again, it's interesting to think about. That's kind of where I'm at. Let me know. What do you think? Do you think David Rosenberg is right? We're going to have a recession in 2024? Or do you think we might have a rolling recession where we actually never go negative, but it doesn't feel great in different parts or different industries? How about a home affordability? Ryan Lundquist was talking about this, I believe. Actually, no, this might have been Lance. I apologize. Home affordability is the worst since 1984. I'm looking at my notes in case you're wondering what I'm doing. It could take years before affordability returns. This was actually Joel Kahn, Deputy Chief Economist at MBA, Mortgage Bankers Association. Folks, this is what I'm talking about. I put out a video the last week or so that I think it's going to take 10 years. 10 years, a decade. So what does that mean if it takes a decade? Well, to the earlier point, it probably means that builders have a pretty good run, assuming they maintain margins, they build smaller footprints, they watch their product mix. This is not the time to go crazy with McMansions. Yeah, it's going to be a painful decade. And then number 5, where are the jobs, folks? We got the jobs number again. I think they came in at 187. Estimates were 170. Don't forget about the 100,000 negative adjustment from the previous months. But in the month of August, healthcare saw the largest increase at 97,000. Hospitality and leisure, 40K. Construction, 22K. Manufacturing, 16K. And good old Hollywood comes in at the bottom with negative 17,000. Folks, I hope you have an amazing day. Again, if you want to be a part of One Rental at a Time, love to subscribe to the channel. You can always check out my latest new channel called the Daily Financial News, where my team will take this raw format video, add some pop-ups and lists and all this stuff, and make it even more valuable. Please go check it out. It's called the Daily Financial News. I would appreciate a follow. We only do one video a day. We just do the Daily Financial News. So give it a watch. Let me know what you think. What we're doing here is live. What they obviously do is edited. So we will keep doing what we do here, folks. Take care of yourself. Have a wonderful day. Later.